Is this Miss Susie Slagle?
It sure is. Step right in, Doctor.
Doctor. Hope you can say that 4 years from now, I mean it.
See all the boys in those pictures? I called all of them doctor when they came here, and when they left, too.
Maybe they were younger than me when they started.
Most of them were, but that don't mean nothing. We've had all kinds of boys here. Some were wild, some wasn't. Some were smart, and some wasn't. But in the end, they all were doctors, and good ones, too. This is your room. You use this dresser, the left side of this closet, and that's their bed. You know who done that?
No.
Dr. Victor Jessup.
Jessup's a hot man?
Yes, that's him. He was one of Miss Susie's boys. Slept right here in this bed. He was the roughest talking boy. Now he's riding around wearing spats in a big limousine. This is your desk. You've got a mighty fine view of the medical school.
Yeah?
And no street noise.
Holy smoke. There she is.
Sure looks good, doesn't she?
Sure does.
And you've wanted to come here a long time, haven't you? Haven't you?
Yeah. How'd you know?
The way you looked at it.
Well, 7 years it's taken me. 4 years of pre-med and 3 years earning enough money to be able to come here. Logging camps in the winter and the farm in the summer. First $5 I saved in here. Back in high school. Spent it for a book on anatomy. Keep around for luck. The name is Joe.
Dinner bell's in 10 minutes. First night, Miss Susie likes to have all the boys down on time.
I'll start getting washed up.
That's Mr. Ben. He's a third-year man. In there with the new boys.
Gentlemen, you haven't heard the half of it. Even in the bathroom, you can't relax. Now, while you bathe, you consider the complexities of the spine. While you brush your teeth, you memorize the bones of the wrist. While you...
How about the girls in this town, Ben?
Ah, Mr. Abernathy. Sex. A most interesting and vital subject. My friends, when you look at a beautiful woman, what do you see? Will be lips, soft limbs, inviting curves. Well, gentlemen, you've come to the right place. Let me introduce you to your new love, little Elise. The sweetheart of the school. You poor suckers, you would study medicine, would you? From now on, when you look at a woman, that's what you'll see. A heart, a kidney, a spleen, blood vessels, tibias, fibulas. What are you laughing at?
Well, medicine's so tough. Well, what are you doing here?
Jumping sunfish. You don't think I'd be anything but a doctor, do you? Cadavers, cadavers, cadavers. 4 hours a day you cut them up. 6 days a week for 6 months, with Metz looking over your shoulder.
Who's Metz?
Anatomy prof, and brother is he a killer. When I think of what's ahead of you, anatomy, pathology, histology, neurology, pharmacology, physiological chemistry, clinical... What's to eat, Heiser? What's to eat?
Mr. Ben, I'm going to graduate you to the silver ring this year.
Still seeing spots in front of your eyes?
Oh, never mind my spots, Mr. Ben.
Heiser, open your mouth. Say ah.
Oh, go on.
Oh, just one little look.
Now, there ain't no third-year man going to look in my mouth. When you get that piece of paper that says Dr. Benjamin Meade, then I'll let you look in my mouth. Maybe. Shh. Don't hush up. Here she comes.
Susie, these fellas claim they belong here. Shall I call the roll?
No, thank you, Benjamin. You know I like to guess. It's like unwrapping Christmas presents. I've looked forward to having you here. Silas?
Thank you, ma'am.
You do look like your father, don't you? You're Clayton Abernathy.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, which is my boy from China? Here you are. You're Elbert Riggs.
Yes, ma'am.
And you're Irving Aaron. That was a nice letter your mother wrote me, my dear. That leaves my boy from Vermont. The one Dr. Carlson wrote me about. You're St. George Prentice.
St. Which?
Everybody calls me Pug.
But I think St. George suits you. Thank you, Benjamin. Seemed like old times having you in the house tonight.
Ain't no merry laughter ringing through the halls, Miss Susie?
No, dear, there was no hot water. And now, it's a very great pleasure to have you here. To feel that for a time at least, you belong to me. You understand, I hope that you're welcome to any part of this house. There are only 2 things I must ask you to refrain from doing. The first is, please at no time smoke in bed. And the other rule is, well, it seems so obvious.
It's a stag house.
That's all I have to say. One more thing. I'd like to ask that you do not fail. None of my boys has ever failed. I simply could not stand it. Heiser? And now, a toast, my dear boys, to your futures.
There you are, suckers. That's for you. Look at that. Monday anatomy, Tuesday anatomy, Wednesday anatomy, Thursday anatomy.
How is it coming, Holmes?
Well, to tell the truth, sir, I don't know what I'm looking for.
Does it interest you?
Yes.
Very well, then. Go on looking. You don't have to finish the whole cadaver today, Riggs.
No, sir.
Nice. Very nice. Huh?
Gosh, Lodge.
What's the matter?
You must have a stomach like a goat.
On account of Jezzy, you mean? It doesn't bother me. I'm a doctor's son.
Keep digging, suckers. 4 hours a day. How's it going in the kindergarten?
Ben, why doesn't Metz ever tell you anything?
We call it the inductive method, gentlemen.
Oh,
It may be bad, but it'll be your own. Are you enjoying yourself, Paul? That's good. Are you learning anything, Abernathy? I thought not. Ah, Mr. Howland, what have we here?
That Dr. Metz is a hesperitic ganglion taken from the lower funicular.
Lower funicular? A truly remarkable piece of work. In 83 years of studying anatomy, I've never seen anything quite so original. Could it be that the mice have been at it?
Dr. Metz has given us a very interesting diagnosis, and as usual, entirely incorrect. Had he taken the trouble...
Doctor?
Let me tell you something, Elijah Howe, Jr. I'm well aware that your father is a physician-in-chief and professor of medicine. But if you think that gives you any privileges in my class, you're very much mistaken. You'd better leave the clowning to those who can afford it. Because your work's sloppy. And I won't stand for rotten, sloppy work from Dr. Howe's son or anybody else.
When do they expect us to sleep? They don't.
That's what lectures are for. How about a beer plug?
Okay. Hey, Bert. Aren't you coming in?
No, I got some work to do.
Come on, you can have a beer first.
Oh, thanks, Pug, but I don't drink anyway. Bye. It's a queer duck.
Look at your faces like undertakers. When will you learn life is for enjoying? Little music, some wine, beer, beefsteak. A well-figured lady.
Say, I think I'll call my girl. Who's got sixpence?
What good it does to know everything if you have no pleasure in life, no stimulation.
That's the way it is, Otto. No work, no MD.
But not all the time, Doc. Your father, he found time to enjoy himself. And I bet today he's a fine doctor.
He was. He died in April. Bad heart. He hadn't had a vacation in 12 years.
If you permit, we drink to him. Prosit.
Prosit.
Can you guys see my histology book?
I had it. Give it a sigh.
I give it to Irving.
I have it.
Can I borrow it?
Sure, if you give it back.
She wasn't in. Hey, Puck, you wonder what Faber looked like? Well, there he is.
Which one?
One with the black hat and a cigar, sitting with Metz. Best surgeon in the country. If he left the school, he could earn $250,000. Last year, he opened up the Secretary of Treasury.
Open up the treasury.
Oh, shut up, Lige.
Think I'll have a little talk with Professor Metz.
Don't be a sap.
Get him out, please, before he's in trouble.
Oh,
Lige, take it easy.
A little mouth space. Time somebody told him. Sit down. Professor Metz?
Professor Metz?
Professor?
This is Dr. Howe's house.
Come on, Lige. You're home.
It's no use. We'll have to deliver the body in person. Come on. Hey, Puck, you hold him.
Yeah, I got him. Hey, you guys, come back here.
Who are you? And what's the matter with Lige?
Nothing to worry about. Slight overdose of C2H5OH, that's all.
Yep.
He's soused.
C2H5OH.
Well, how can we unsouse
He'll
him?
have to sleep it off.
For how long?
He'll be all right in the morning.
In the morning. But he was going to help me with my geometry tonight. Now you have got me in a pickle.
I have.
Well, if he hadn't been out with you.
I wasn't the only one with him.
But you must have felt partly responsible, or you wouldn't have brought him home, would you?
Mm-hmm.
And when I'm disgraced in the morning for not having my geometry problems, it'll be partly your fault, won't it?
Gosh, I'm sorry.
Sorry. A lot of good that does me. If I don't have my problems in the morning, I'll probably flunk.
Well, I wish I could help. But...
You will? You sure you don't mind? Oh, that'll be simply immense.
Therefore, angle R equals angle S. You follow me? Now, AD is perpendicular to PR. Do you know why?
Why?
Because a line perpendicular to one of two parallel lines is perpendicular to the other. Right here. See?
Yes, I see.
I mean here.
Oh, but what do you do in Vermont in the winter?
Get ready for the summer.
Oh, it must be fun on the farm.
Oh, yeah, great. The summer you roast and when you freeze, all you got time for is to eat and sleep.
But I love to eat and sleep.
Now, AP equals PR, therefore AP equals AR, QED. Well, it's your last one. Do you understand them?
No, I'm just too dense. I just ask people to explain them because then they end up by doing them for me. I guess if I was smart, I'd have to do them myself.
Bad shot, too.
Bet you can't make it from here.
What, from here? That's easy. Well, I'll show you. Well, I'm just getting warmed up. Give me a chance, will you?
You see? You're no good at all. They're all over the floor.
Just wait till I get this thing from under here.
Oh, Father. This is a friend of Lige's. He's helping me with my geometry.
So I see.
Well, I think I'd better be going. Homework of my own, you know.
Thanks for the help and everything else.
Oh, don't mention it. Well, I guess I better get started. So long, Miss Howe. Oh, overcoat. Night, Dr. Howe.
Perhaps I'd better show you down.
Oh, thank you, sir.
First year student, are you?
Yes, sir.
He stays at Miss Susie's, Father.
Oh, you're a fortunate young man.
Yes, sir.
I used to live there, too.
You did, sir?
Yes, when I first came here as an instructor. I had the room at the head of the stairs.
The one with the big brass bed?
That's the one. Tell me, does Heiser still serve shad roe and bacon for Sunday breakfast?
Yeah, and spoon bread and honey.
Oh, you're a very lucky young man. I have another old friend in that house on the 3rd floor. Is she still in good shape?
Louise?
I did her liver.
Nice liver, sir.
Thank you. I remember I was working on it the week I met Gret's mother. The first lace cap Gret wore was made by Miss Susie.
Well, good night, sir.
Good night, Mr. Prentice.
Good night, Miss Howe. Good night, sir.
Oh, good night, my boy. Give my regards to Miss Susie.
I will, sir.
Father. Father, isn't he immense?
Hey, Faber's doing a cholecystectomy. Jumping sunfish. I don't want to miss that. Hey, fellas, would you like to see Faber operate?
Would I? Where?
Right away, I got permission.
What is it?
Gallbladder, bad case. Come on.
Dr. Faber, when do you want to start the anesthesia?
We'll begin in 5 minutes.
Yes, sir.
And now down to the muscle fibers and carrying through the transversalis fascia and peritoneum. Retract a little more. Wet packs. More wet packs. I am now palpating the gallbladder, which is adherent to the duodenum. It is shrunken, as is so often the case when stones are present. I am now palpating the cystic duct, the hepatic duct, and the common duct. All are free of stone. Scalpel.
Blood pressure, 110.
I am now exposing the cystic artery. Here, the operator must exercise great care. Should the hepatic artery be mistaken for the cystic, it might be fatal. We are now prepared to remove the gallbladder entirely.
Pressure, 95. Oh, it's 150.
Hypodermic crisis. Sponge.
Patient's in shock.
Scissors. Clamp. Sponge. Clamp.
Breathing's getting shallow.
Clamp.
Pressure, 80. Dave is worried.
Tie.
Look how fast he's working to get out.
Sponge. Clamp.
She hasn't got a chance.
Scissors. Scissors.
Good evening, St. George.
Oh, Miss Susie.
Have some tea?
Huh?
Will you have a cup of tea?
Oh, no, thank you.
St. George, what is it?
Just left an operation. Couldn't take it, I guess. I ran out.
Is that all? Takes some people months to get used to surgery.
Well, that wasn't it, Miss Susie. The woman was dying and I ran out. Something I just don't understand.
Sometimes it's better to talk about these things.
When I was a kid back home, Doc Carson used to take me on his rounds. One day we visited a farmer, lived alone, way outside of town. He had heart trouble. When we got there, he was choking. Doc had to go back to town with some more medicine, and he left me there alone with the man. He was dying, gasping for air. He needed help to live, just a little help. I couldn't give it to him. I had to stay there, helpless, watching him die. Then all of a sudden, I couldn't stand it anymore. I wanted to run out, wanted to get away from him. Just the way I wanted to get away from that woman today in the operating room. It's bad for somebody who wants to be a doctor, isn't it?
We're all pretty much alike. At least we have the same emotions. And one of the strongest is fear.
But I've never been afraid of anything in my life, Miss Susie. It's just that I couldn't bear to see that woman dying. Supposing I'd been the surgeon there this afternoon instead of Faber and felt that way.
But do you suppose Dr. Faber has never felt that kind of fear? Years ago, when he first came here, he took a piece of steel out of a living man's heart. Do you think he wasn't afraid then? Of course he was. But that fear drove him on to being a better surgeon.
I tell you, that Faber's the finest in the world.
Gee, I wish I'd been there.
The gosh darndest job I ever saw.
Was she in shock?
Sure, another half minute he had lost her. No one but Faber could have done it. I just heard them say she'd be going home in 3 weeks. What a guy.
She didn't die. Faber saved her. Gosh, I should have known. The way he moved. Quick when he had to, and slow when he had to, and so doggone sure. He really knew, didn't he? He wasn't helpless, was he?
Hey, fellas, look at this. Dean Wingate at home. Christmas Eve. Dancing. Whee!
Hey, who's got the shoe polish?
Look in Clay's room.
Don't forget I'm mixing that razor, Clay. That's my razor. Who's got a clean pair of socks?
Look in Clay's room.
Hey, wait a minute.
I got your suspenders, Clay.
My suspenders?
Thanks.
I found some cufflinks in your top drawer, Clay.
My cufflinks?
I borrowed your tie, Clay.
My tie? What am I gonna wear?
Hey, who's got the time?
Look in Clay's room.
Yeah, you look great. Holy Nelly, who'd ever thought you could rent an outfit like this? Sure glad my brothers can't see me.
Look out, ladies, here we come. Let me call you sweetheart, I'm in love with you. Let me hear you whisper that you love me too.
You look very handsome, my dear.
Thanks, Miss Susie.
Except for this. So do you, Silas.
Thank you, ma'am.
Clayton. Now, Benjamin, Remember, you're engaged, so behave yourself.
Haven't kissed a girl since last summer. Got to keep in practice, Miss Susie. There isn't a girl in the city who could touch my lips after that.
My dears, you make me very proud. Have a lovely time.
We will.
Good night.
Good night, Miss Susie.
Good night,
Good night,
Heidi.
Irving.
Good night, boys.
Merry Christmas.
Remember me to Dean Wingate.
We will, Miss Susie. Merry Christmas.
Father,
Huh?
do I look exactly right?
Well, of course you do. Why?
This is my first real party, and Mother still thinks I'm a baby.
Well, what's the matter? Anything wrong?
Yes. She choked up the front of my dress with tulle, because she said it was too low for a young girl to wear, and I think it looks tacky.
Ridiculous. Only young girls should wear them low. Well, don't you worry. We'll fix that right away. Now, you be sure and sew this back on the dress the first thing in the morning before your mother sees it. And don't tell her about it.
I promise.
All right. So just between you and me. There. Now, everything else suit you?
Perfect.
All right, come on. Come on.
Pa,
Yes, baby.
will you answer an important question?
If I know the answer.
Suppose a man wants to kiss me. Should I let him?
Well, not unless you want to, Brett. But if you want to, you bet you let him. You see, kisses are to love like thermometers are to fever. You can't tell how bad you've got it without them.
You're a darling.
Gret,
Yes, Father.
like the thermometers, if you use them too much, they tend to become inaccurate.
Yes, Father.
Good evening, Miss Margrethe. You're beautiful this evening.
Why, Margareta, how?
Hello, Miss Wingate.
You're getting to be the image of your mother, isn't she, Theodore?
I've been waiting 18 years for this. Come along, young lady. Are you looking for someone?
You don't think you're all here yet?
Excuse me. May I have this dance?
No, I'm
Number
sorry.
3, then?
No, no,
Half a number 4?
No, really, I...
Could I see a program?
I seem to be outnumbered. Good luck. May I have the 5th dance, please?
Well, I could have just one dance.
May I?
No, sorry. Hello.
Good evening.
The curls keep falling out. You see, it's the first time I've had my hair up.
Maybe that's why you look the way you do.
How do I look?
You look like a field does. First thing in the morning when the sun's just hit it.
Maybe that's only in the mirror.
No, it's the same thing.
Have you a dance program?
No. Do I need one?
Yes, of course. I just happen to have an extra one.
Who's MH?
Me?
Well, who are you?
Think hard. My brother's a friend of yours, and I'm dumb at geometry, and I can't throw straight.
Oh.
So it's about time.
You certainly have grown up.
Look, I've left 3 dances open. You can dance them with whomever you like.
Thanks. You know, you may look different, but you sure act just the same.
You don't mind, do you?
Not at all. I think it's simply immense.
Albert.
Yes, ma'am?
Mind about going to the party?
No, ma'am. I don't know how to dance.
Would you like to help us trim the tree?
No, thank you, Miss Susie. I thought I'd go out for a little while.
All right, my dear.
Good night, ma'am.
If the trouble's on the left side of the brain, then the eyes turn to the same part of the trouble. That is to say, it turns a little butter.
If the trouble's in another part of the brain, then the eyes turn to the opposite side. That is to say, if the trouble is in on the left side of the brain, the eyes turn to the right. It's a bit confusing, isn't it?
Conjugate deviation in hemiplegia.
Huh? What'd you say?
Conjugate deviation in hemiplegia.
How did you know?
I'm a fourth-year medical student. What is it?
What did your father die of?
He's alive and healthy.
Strange.
Don't worry about my character. It'll improve with age.
Can I count on that?
Everyone says I'm just like my mother, and you ought to see how dignified she is. She's a perfect doctor's wife.
Is that what you want to be, too?
That's what I'm going to be. What's so funny about that? You decided to be a doctor, didn't you? Well, I decided to marry one.
And when you decide to do something, I guess there's no stopping you, huh?
When I was 7, I wanted to play the harp. 2 years later, I gave a concert. And when I was 12, I wanted to swim across the river like my brother. I nearly drowned 3 times, but before the end of the summer, I made it. And when I was 17...
I get the idea. Boy, I sure feel sorry for the man you decide to hook.
Oh, I expect you'll wriggle a little, but it won't do any good.
Me? Isn't this our dance?
Oh, there are lots more dances. Let's sit this one out.
Listen, lady, I'm just a poor medical student.
Oh, I don't care. That's the way all doctors begin. I'm young. I'll wait.
Junction, Merlin Falls, and Maryville.
Is that your home?
How long have you been here?
I just came.
I was just calling the train stops on my way home, like Mr. Larkin, the conductor, does. He must have thought I was crazy.
No, I didn't think you were crazy.
How did you know I lived in Maryville?
By the way you said it. Wishing you were home. I feel that way, too.
I've never been away at Christmas before.
Neither have I.
There are lots of us. 4 boys and 3 girls. Usually this time of day, we're all in front of the fireplace drinking popcorn. We use it to decorate the tree.
I never had that kind of a Christmas.
You didn't? Why, I thought everybody...
Well, not in China.
China?
That's my home. My father's a missionary.
You are a long way from home.
10,000 miles. You know, it's funny. This is really my country. I've never seen it before.
Listen, out in the harbor, there's a ship going out.
When I was in China, I couldn't wait to come here. Now I can't wait to go back.
Why did you come all the way here?
To study?
And then you're going back?
When I become a doctor.
A doctor?
I'll be the only doctor in 500 miles.
Are you a medical student?
Yes, what's wrong with that?
Wrong. Everything's wrong. We shouldn't even be here talking.
But why?
It's against rules. If I'm caught, I'll be kicked out in a minute.
What rules?
I'm a student nurse. Gee, I'm sorry, but goodbye.
Oh, look, don't go.
But I have to.
Look, this is special. It's Christmas. Don't you see that? Look, I haven't talked to anybody like this since I've been here.
Tell me about China. It must be a strange place.
It looks different. People are the same, no? Poor, that's all.
You must speak Chinese. Say something.
谢谢你陪我.
What does that mean?
Thank you for staying.
Good night, Dean Wingate. I've certainly had fun.
Good night.
Good night, sir.
Good night, Dean.
Good night, Doctor. Merry Christmas.
Lovely party, Dean Wingate.
I'm sorry Lige wasn't here, but I guess you'll get home all right.
Yes, thank you.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you, sir.
Merry Christmas.
Good night.
Good night, Dean.
Merry Christmas.
Anatomy. Histology. Physiological chemistry.
Well, it seems as though I've disgraced you properly this time.
Oh, never mind that. Let's find out why your marks are so low and how you can improve them. Forget about me.
It's not so simple.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, I can't forget about you, that you're the physician-in-chief, professor of medicine.
Well, you're not inferring that has anything to do with your poor record.
But it has. They all think of me as your son. Nobody lets me be myself.
Well, you knew all about this handicap when you decided to take medicine.
I didn't decide to take medicine. You had me in this class at school when I was 5 years old. The great Elijah Howe was my father. I was expected to be a doctor.
Listen, my father was a hardware salesman. When I went to medical school, I had to work for every cent to pay my way through. Your experience has been a good deal easier than mine was, I can assure you of that.
It has nothing to do with money. It's that nobody's ever thought of me as anything but your son. You've never understood that.
Yes, I do understand.
You even gave me the same name as you.
You're soft and lazy and spoiled, and if I'm at fault, it's for letting you get that way.
And you think it's a cinch being the son of a famous man?
Nothing's a cinch, and you'd better learn that. Stop whining, complaining, and feeling sorry for yourself. If you've decided you don't want to take medicine, get out of it. If you feel that living under my shadow is difficult, get out of that, too.
All right. I will.
You can hear those banjos ringing, how the old folks would enjoy it. They would sit all night and listen as we sang in the evening by the moonlight.
Good night. Good night, George. Good night, Pug.
Good night.
Well, thanks for all the dances.
Well, thanks for letting me take you home.
Well, thanks for taking me home.
Well, good night, Gred. Well, good night, Gred.
Good night, Pug. Father was right.
Father can go to the devil.
Lige, Hal, what on earth are you doing? And why weren't you at the party?
I'm leaving this happy home.
Oh, don't be silly. What happened?
Tell Mother not to worry.
Oh, you've had a row with Father. I'll fix him in the morning. You come on in.
This is one thing even you can't fix.
Well, where'll you go?
Darned if I know, but I'm not going back inside that house.
Well, why don't you go to Miss Susie's with Pug? That'd be all right, wouldn't it?
Well, I guess so. He could sleep in with Clay.
Well, just for tonight, if you don't think Miss Susie'd mind.
You know perfectly well she'd do anything in the world
For Elijah Howe's son.
For a friend of mine. Come on.
Please. Please.
Okay.
Thanks, Pug.
Night, Gret. Come on, Lige.
Good night.
Night.
St. George?
Yes, ma'am.
You'll find towels for your guest in the linen closet.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi there.
Yes, Mom.
Be sure and let me know how they are.
Yes, Mom.
Especially Elijah.
Yes, Mom.
Euloides. Gnathostomity. Genus Gnathostoma. Variety. Genera Filaria. Raconculus Aglamofilaria. Aglamofilaria.
Oh. Thanks, Hi.
Angiostomity. Genus Strongyloides. Gnathostomity. Genus Gnathostoma. Variety. Genera Filaria. Raconculus Aglamofilaria. Thanks, Heiser. Angiostomity. Genus Strongyloides. Gnathostomity. Genus Gnathostoma. Variety. Genera Filaria. Raconculus.
Oh, Heiser. Thanks, Hi.
Angiostomity. Genus Strongyloides. Gnathostomity. Genus Gnathostoma. Variety. Genera Filaria. Raconculus.
How's it going, Mr. Lige?
Not so good, Heiser. Can't seem to beat it through my thick skull. I guess I'm just too far behind. The funny part is, now I'd really like to make the grade. Did I say hypertrophic biliary cirrhosis?
Yes, you said that.
Oh, gosh.
What else?
Well, there's Pick's disease.
It's not exactly cirrhosis. What else?
I can't think of any more.
What about hemochromatosis?
Oh, gee, I forgot about that one.
It's all right now. Take it easy. Tell me. What are the microscopic appearances of the liver in this disease?
I don't remember. Sure you do. Well, there's fibrosis
And the pigment is found in the portal spaces.
And also the parenchymal cells.
You remember.
Sure.
No, I don't. Stop telling me I remember, because I don't. Please, fellas, go on. Get to bed. At least you'll get some sleep. Let me try it alone, please.
Well, look, we don't mind. We can stay up.
Please go on. Go to bed. I'm going to study all night. Yes?
Miss Susie wants to see you downstairs in the parlor right away.
Miss Susie.
Yes, sir. Right away.
You sent for me, Miss Susie?
Yes, Elijah. I want you to stop studying now and go to bed.
I've got an exam tomorrow.
The thing to do anymore.
But, Miss Susie...
You've worked as you could for 4 months. What you don't know now, you can't learn tonight. Elijah, dear. I want you to promise me something. Heiser's fixing you a hot milk punch. He'll bring it up in a few minutes. I want you to drink it and go straight to sleep. Will you, dear?
All right, Miss Susie.
Elijah, there's one thing you're not counting on that's going to help you tomorrow.
What's that?
You're one of my boys now. None of my boys has ever failed.
Microscopically, the pigment is found in the markedly fibrotic portal spaces, and also in the parenchymal cells of the liver. The pigment is deposited first in the sinusoidal endothelium, then in the lining epithelium of the small bile ducts. Microscopically, the pigment is found in the markedly fibrotic portal spaces, and also in the parenchymal cells of the liver. The pigment is deposited first in the sinusoidal endothelium, then in the lining epithelium of the small bile ducts.
We'll give you another question. Let's see what you know about pigment cirrhosis. Now, in the case of hemochromatosis, what does the liver look like?
Well, grossly...
Just give us the microscopic appearance of the liver in this disease.
Microscopically, the pigment is found in the markedly fibrotic portal spaces, and also in the parenchymal cells of the liver. The pigment is deposited first in the sinusoidal endothelium, then in the lining epithelium of the small bile ducts, also in the cells of the connective tissue stroma, and ultimately the muscle cells of the blood vessel.
Drink, 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 drink. Come on, drink, come on, drink, 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 drink.
Did you hear the news, Ben? I made it.
We all made it. That's good. That's good. I remember how I felt when I passed my second-year exams. Yes, sir. It seemed mighty important at the time.
What's happened to you?
Nothing much. Just been having a little chat with the dean.
The dean? What about?
Just got my appointment, that's all.
You did?
You did?
What hospital?
Where, Ben?
Here.
Here! Holy
Billy, that's good news. Not everyone gets appointed here.
1 in 20, the dean said. Great scholar, the dean. Otto, set him up while I call my girl. This round's on me. Who's got 6 bits? I imagine the little lady will be very happy to hear this. Long distance, please. Laurel, 400 Billingsley, Virginia. Soon I'll be a resident, and then... Well, she and I have been waiting a long time for this. Then we'll get married, and you fellas can drop around on Saturday nights and drink a little beer with us. Maybe we'll even let you play with the kids. Hello? Hello?
Little Elise, lovely and charming and slim. Everyone sees little Elise, but nobody makes her a rock. Little Elise, lovely and charming and starry-eyed. Everyone sees little Elise, but nobody makes her a rock.
I talked with her mother. She got married last week to a guy with a job in the bank. A friend of mine. Pinky Busterson.
Dan. Dan, I got through. I passed everything.
Well, of course you did.
Well, aren't you excited?
No, I knew all along you would.
You did?
Well, of course.
Nan, did I ever tell you what I was supposed to do here?
Get a medical degree.
Well, yeah, I was supposed to bring back that and,
Of what?
a wife. Nan, it's just a little village. But the people are so fine, and there's so much work to be done, I don't know how I can ever do it. Now, without you.
Bird, do you love me?
I do, you know I do.
How far is China from Pennsylvania?
It's 10,000 miles. It's halfway around the world. The village, it's way up in the hills, days from any place. There's nothing much to do, except work. There's no hospital. There's not much comfort and no money. I don't know whatever made me think you'd say yes.
There'll be a doctor there, won't there?
Just one.
It's all I really care about.
Imagine marrying Pinky Busterson. Used to play mumblety-peg with him. Beat him every time. Every single time.
I'm sure you did, dear.
Couldn't sing on key. Couldn't carry a tune to save his life. Pinky's got no hair, Miss Susie. Not a single strand. Bald as a billiard ball. And I'm gonna be the gosh darndest best diagnostician she ever saw.
You bet you are.
And the utmost use of all your senses. Observation, sight, smell, hearing, and touch. Most important of all, reason. Without it, the rest of medicine is useless.
Well, do they pay anything?
15 cents each visit if they can. If they can't, nothing. No doctor working here gets paid. Oh, I don't need to tell you that we don't give our opinion in front of the patient. Well, let's go down.
They are? All right. Get this prescription filled for her. Have it come back Wednesday.
Yes, Doctor. Right this way, please.
Oh, beg pardon, you forgot your bag.
Thank you, Doctor.
Did you hear that, sir?
Hmm?
She just called me doctor.
She did, huh?
He's so nervous all the time. Real cranky and cross. Look at how pale he is, too. And he don't eat good.
All right, Sonny. He can get dressed now in the next room.
Come on. Come on.
Well, what's your diagnosis?
I'd say...
You, Hal.
I think it's hypothyroidism.
What does it look like to you?
Well, I'm inclined to suspect an obscure chronic infection, possibly an acid-fast infection of the mesenteric lymph glands.
Oh.
Worms.
Huh?
Pinworms.
How did you know?
My father was a country doctor. I used to go with him on his rounds.
Mr. Pennis?
I saw it lots of times.
Right here. You went up Dr. Howe's office right away. Dr. Howe?
Why, Gret.
Hello.
Oh, Gret. Where's your father?
Do you like my new suit?
Yeah, I could find, I guess. I always did like blue.
Not blue, it's black.
Well, black then. Where's your father?
I don't know.
But he sent for me.
No, he didn't. I did.
You did?
Yes.
You mean to tell me you got the nerve to get me up from the dispensary? You mean to show me a dress or something?
Not a dress, it's a suit.
Look, I'm on duty.
Don't yell at me.
You ought to know better than that.
I do know better. You'd come around and see me once in a while. I wouldn't have to take such desperate measures.
Well, Gret, I have been awful busy.
I haven't seen you in 3 months. If you think I'm silly or boring, just say so.
I don't think you're silly. I think you're... Oh, you know what I think of you. You can't just see, Gret. I'm just a farmer with fancy ambitions to become a doctor. And with no reason to think I'll make good at it. Just so happens that you're Dr. Howe's daughter.
What difference does that make?
What difference? Your father's one of the biggest and most important...
Well, hello, Prentice.
Dr. Howe. Excuse me, I guess I'd better get back to work.
Bye, Gret.
Bye.
What's the matter with that young man? Every time I see him, he acts as though he just robbed a bank. Is he sweet on you?
No, he isn't. And I'm beginning to sympathize with Lige. It's a lot of trouble having you for a father.
Dr. Howe? Dr. Starr asked me to tell you he'll have a report on the spinal fluid this afternoon.
Oh, good. Yes, thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
Sonny, it's no use waiting.
What's the matter, kid? Got a bellyache?
It ain't me, it's my dog.
What's the matter with your dog?
One of those big automobiles hit him right square on.
Gee, that's too bad. The thing to do is take him to a veterinary.
I did. I took him to the vet. He says he's hurt so bad he wouldn't even try to fix him.
You did, eh? So you came over here?
Yeah, but they won't do it neither. He's gonna die.
I tell you what. You run and get your dog as quick as you can. Bring him around to the back entrance, the experimental lab. I'll be waiting for you. Can you remember that? The experimental lab. Go on, run. Hey, Si.
What's the matter, Pug?
Get a hold of Paul and Clay and come over to experimental right away, huh? Hurry.
It's all right, fella. You're gonna be all right. A couple of weeks, you'll be up chasing squirrels. Sweet dreams, fella.
Internal injury? Probably hemorrhage. Watch him carefully, Silas, and don't over-etherize. I'm going to make a midline incision. Ready, Silas?
Ready.
Scalpel.
Tomorrow morning, 9:30, room 4.
Yes, Dr. Faber.
What are you doing in here, young fellow?
Huh?
I say, what do you want here?
Me?
Yes, you.
I'm waiting for my dog.
Why, what's the matter with him?
He was run over. And they're fixing him.
I see.
Only they don't want me to go in. And you better not go in neither.
I'll be very quiet. You wait out here.
It's a tear in the spleen.
Yep.
I have to remove it.
Yep.
You'd have a better chance if we gave him salt solution.
Right.
Clamp. Sponge. Ligature. Tie. Ligature. Tie. How's he doing, Si?
I don't think he'll last much longer.
Forceps. Sponge. Come on, what are you waiting for? Sponge. Now the scissors. Pedicle seems okay. The blood vessels need tying. All right. Let's get out in a hurry. Suture.
See you later, Plug.
So long.
I suppose you want to be an obstetrician?
No, sir.
Eye, ear, nose, and throat?
No, sir.
Then you aspire to the prescription of pills, cough medicines, powdered frog legs, newts? A general practitioner, hmm?
No, sir.
Don't tell me you want to be a surgeon.
No, sir.
What then? A horse doctor?
No, sir. I want to be a surgeon, all right, but...
Said you didn't.
I mean, I want to be a surgeon if I can.
What'll stop you? Not that old nonsense about the hands. Is that it? Oh. Your hands, huh?
Well, yeah, kind of big, sir.
Big and blunt, hmm? Not long and thin, like some fiddle player. That's a legend, perpetuated by surgeons with long, thin fingers. Means nothing. I suppose you think it was smart to move fast in that operation.
No, sir.
Well, it was. 2 or 3 more minutes and you'd have lost him. Saline transfusion was good, too.
Thank you, sir.
Prentice is your name, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
You've got it, Prentice. Hang on to it. Work hard. Develop a sense of rhythm. Keep your hands limber. Watch all the operations you can. Watch critically, not passively. Say to yourself, now what's he doing wrong that I could do better? End of next year, if you still want to be a surgeon, drop around. Good luck.
Thank you, sir. Successful splenectomy in 11 minutes.
Oh, I think it's wonderful, Pug.
Yeah, with the patient shocked, too. That makes it harder.
Oh, much harder. Of course it is.
I remember one summer I won a cucumber picking contest. Can you imagine that? Cucumbers with those hands. Today they removed the spleen in 11 minutes. Kind of thing of it, Howard Kelly has blunt fingers. He's the most brilliant operator in the world.
It's raining, Pug.
Not that I'm comparing myself to Kelly, you understand, but after all...
Pug, it's raining.
I just started. Mind you, Faber isn't the type of guy who goes around handing out compliments right and left.
Pouring.
As a matter of fact, I'm told that...
Pug. You great big baboon. You don't come near me for months, and then when you do, all you can talk about is your surgery all the time.
Right.
And then you keep me out in the pouring rain till my hair's all straggly now, and I'll probably catch my death of cold.
Hey, Grat! Please don't be angry, Grat. Gee, I didn't know it was gonna rain. Hey, where you going?
I'm going home.
Hey, Grat! Woman, it's gone? Hey, look out, it's kind of slippery. Oh, crap. Wait and see. In a few minutes, the sun will be out, and everything will be just dandy.
Oh, sure.
And as for getting mad at me, Thanks for getting mad at me for all that medical talk. You're gonna have to listen to a lot of operations when you're married to a surgeon.
What did you say?
You told me so yourself. Once you decide to do something, there's no stopping you. You said I'd wriggle some, but it wouldn't do me any good.
I never said anything of the kind.
What I want to know is, which was the hardest? Swimming across that river or landing me?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Learning to play the harp, I'll bet. Blow. Harder.
What else does your father say?
In my efforts to find you and Nan a suitable house, I've looked at everything in the village. I was on the point of defeat when I struck upon a most fortunate solution to the whole problem. I proposed moving out of this house and moving into a small white place near the church.
He can't do that. I wouldn't think of it. What are you laughing at?
Please don't tell Nan of this decision. From what you've told me, I'm sure she's far too considerate to agree. You see, he knows you already.
What have you been telling him?
Only the truth. Nan, I wish it weren't so long to wait. I wish we could get married now. A year's such a long time. It's the longest time I can think of.
Do you think I like waiting? All my life I've had to take care of people. And now there's someone I really want to take care of. And I can't.
I don't need taking care of.
Yes, you do. If you knew how I want to do things for you. Wait on you. Spoil you. And when you look tired, the way you do tonight, I just can't bear it.
What do you want to do?
I don't know. Rock you to sleep, I guess.
Yes, sir?
Isn't your father coming?
I don't know, sir. He didn't come last year. I guess that was the first Easter he missed in 19 years.
Well, your father's a very obstinate man, Lyde, and I think you take after him.
Yes, sir.
Well, Heiser, thank you. I'm as dry as a chip.
Take it easy now. You're getting too old to drink fast.
Hey, wait for me. Gosh, can I use the julep?
Happy Easter, Ben.
You babies think you work hard. Well, you start to live at the hospital. Thanks, Heiser. How's the spots?
Oh, never mind my spots, Mr. Ben.
Now you said when I was a doctor.
Because you wearing that little white suit don't make you a doctor.
Heiser, is that the same cup?
Yes, sir. The one Dr. Jessup gave me.
Still taking it straight, I see.
Oh, yeah, and 3 fingers.
How can you tell through the silver?
I can't. I just judge.
Mm-hmm, and sometimes you misjudge.
But I ain't no doctor. When I misjudge, nobody dies from it.
Heiser is right.
Happy Easter, Dr.
Thank you.
Happy Easter, sir.
Thank you, Heiser. Some of our errors of judgment are irreparable. Others we can correct. So, here's to correcting our mistakes before it's too late.
And now, gentlemen, a solemn tribute to the little lady on the 3rd floor.
Sound like Pete.
Little Elise, lovely and charming and starry-eyed. Everyone sees little Elise, but nobody makes her a bride.
Her digital veins are as cute as can be. Her thoracic aorta is something to see.
Oh, little Elise, lovely and charming and starry-eyed. Everyone sees little Elise, but nobody makes her a bride.
Her jugular fossa is one of the best, and a brachial plexus will pass any test.
Oh, little Elise, lovely and charming and starry-eyed.
Your mother always said that my patients came off better than my family. We miss you, Lige.
I'm not coming home to live, Father.
Why not?
At home, I'm your son. Here, I'm on my own.
I understand. Oh, by the way, I noticed you didn't apply for an internship.
No, sir.
Well, what do you expect to do when you graduate?
I'm going into pathology.
Pathology?
Yes, sir.
Oh, listen, son, I'd always planned on your coming into medicine with me. I'd always figured...
I thought it over very carefully, and that's what I want to do.
All right, son. We should have sent you to Miss Susie's in the first place.
Her tonsil is famous from here to Peru, and her larynx is gorgeous, but that's not a prettier thyroid you never will find. You don't like it, triceps, you're out there.
Lovely and charming and starry-eyed. Everyone sees little Elise, but nobody makes her a bride.
Hi, sir. Oh, happy Easter, my dear boys. How good to see you here today.
It's good to see you, ma'am.
And thank you for my lovely flowers. Now, perhaps you'd like something to sharpen your appetite?
What, on Easter Sunday?
Well, since it's such a very special occasion, I'm going to ask Kaiser to serve us a little sherry. Kaiser? Kaiser said he and Dr. Howe are staying for dinner.
Think she knows?
Well, she does. She refuses to believe it.
Hey, fella.
What's wrong, Ben?
What's the matter with Bert?
Nothing. Why?
I think you better look at him, Dr. Howe. It looks to me like diphtheria.
You should have caught it last night. I'll have Dr. Boyd come over right away with the antitoxin.
Yes, Doctor.
The rest of you'll have to have protective injections. We've had 4 other cases at the hospital. You need a nurse. You better call right away, make arrangements.
Yes.
Ben, no need of that. We can move him down here, and Kaiser and I can look after him.
Diphtheria is a dangerous disease, ma'am.
Elijah, how do you think I've lived near doctors 20 years without learning which diseases are dangerous and which are not?
No, ma'am. He's a sick boy, Miss Susie. It's begun to affect his heart.
Is there anything we can do?
Nothing more than you've been doing. Be sure that one of the boys is with him all the time. Call me if there's the slightest change.
I will.
Oh, if he has any relatives, it would be well to get in touch with them now.
Darling? Darling? Oh, I thought you were someone else.
You thought I was bad.
Who are you?
I'm a friend of his. I live at Miss Susie Slagle's.
Something's the matter. What is it?
He's sick. Miss Susie thought you might like to come and see him.
What is it? Tell me.
Diphtheria. Come on.
Where'd Pug find you?
On the monument.
Could you see far today?
The city, the parks, the harbor.
Were there any boats going out today?
Just one. I could only see the smoke and hear the whistle.
Gee, I wish I'd been there with you.
I'm here with you. I
always wanted to take care of you. Close your eyes, darling. I'll stay here with you while you sleep.
No, I like to look at you.
Can't you see me with your eyes closed?
Yes. I can see you.
He's asleep now.
You better get some rest.
Okay, call me if you need me. I'll leave my door open.
I'll be back as soon as I'm off duty. He's awfully sick.
This is the worst time.
You're sitting with him tonight?
I'm on till 4.
I'm glad you'll be with him. He thinks such a lot of you. And he's so helpless. Take good care of him.
I will.
I know.
How long you been awake, Bert?
Pulse is lower.
Can't be.
It's been that way for hours, slow like that. Don't you know what that means?
Bert, you're not supposed to be talking.
You saw that diphtheria heart in the lab. Nobody could live with a heart like that.
You gotta be quiet, Bert.
A rapid pulse with gallop rhythm followed by a very slow pulse with feeble heart sound. Make a fatal termination certain. That's what it says in the book.
You gotta rest, Bert. That's what Dr. Benton says. Rest. You gotta do what he says.
Pug, have you ever been afraid to die? Look, I'm not afraid of it, see. But someday when I'm old, not now, Pug, not when I've just begun to live.
You're not gonna die, Bert.
Yes, I am. And I don't want to. I don't want to die, Pug.
You're not gonna.
Yes, I am. Oh, Pug, you're strong. Can't you help me? Can't you do something? Pug, don't let me die. Pug! Pug! Help me, Pug. Where you going? Pug! Pug! It's all right, Bert.
Benton and Howard with him.
Where's Pug?
He didn't come back yet.
More coffee, Silas? You know, I've always admired these cups and saucers, Miss Susie.
Yes, they're lovely, aren't they? One of my boys sent them to me from Vienna.
The hospital is faced with a critical situation. There are 8 new cases among members of the staff. That's why some of you have been chosen from the 4th-year class to assist in the wards and the outpatient departments. Those of you who are assigned to outside maternity duty may find in certain cases that you're sent out without an intern. Well, if you wanted to be doctors, here's your chance.
The following will report for duty immediately. Abernathy, Orthopedic Ward. Davies, Surgical Ward. Yes. Crandall, Pediatrics. Roberts, Ward B. Holmes, Accident Room. Prentice, Outpatient Maternity. Aaron, OB Ward. Sachs, Ward F.
Obstetrics, eh, you lucky stiff? What's the matter, Pug?
Nothing.
That's what you wanted, isn't it?
Is it?
Forget it, Pug.
Here's her card, Mrs. McGinnis, out on the north side. It's her 4th child.
Any complications?
None. You won't have any trouble. The nurse will meet you at the side entrance. R. Berger, 35 Pine Street. Delivered 8:05 a.m. Boy weighing 7.5 pounds.
Dr. Rice.
Yes?
I don't think I can go.
What's the matter?
I'll have to ask to be excused.
Not feeling well?
I feel well enough.
What is it?
We can send Stanton.
Stanton? All right. Very well, Prentice.
Extension 703.
You're excused.
Darling, what is it?
Nothing.
Oh, I want so very much to help, to understand. Please tell me.
I don't want to talk about it.
Not even to me?
Please, Gret, leave me alone, won't you?
You only want me to be there when you're feeling proud of yourself, to be glad with you when things are going fine. Is that what you think love is, Pug? Anybody could do that. I wanted to be your wife.
Bye, Gret.
Excuse me, Dr. Rice.
Yes?
Who should we put on call tonight, sir? Williamson's sick.
Listow, Hobart. Hobart's been on 3 times succession. Put on Prentice. We've been patient long enough with him.
Yes, sir.
What's the matter with Prentice?
I don't know, sir. He's been turning down his OB duty right along. This is his last chance.
Sorry to hear that. Had an idea I could make a surgeon out of him.
I didn't know you had your eye on him, sir. Disappointing when a man has talent.
Dr. Rice, I've stopped being disappointed. It takes more than talent to make a doctor. If Prentice doesn't measure up, now's the time to find out.
Come in. Oh, Miss Susie.
St. George, the hospital telephoned for you.
I told Heiser to tell them, Miss Susie, I'm not going.
But they called again. They need you at once for OB duty. St. George, a doctor can't accept or refuse calls according to his mood or how he feels.
I'm not a doctor, Miss Susie. Whatever that takes, I haven't got. Guess it's courage. That's why I'm leaving.
But a coward's a person who's afraid for his own safety. That isn't you.
The night Bert died, what was I? A hero?
No one could have helped Bert. Not Dr. Benton or Dr. Howe or anyone. You know that.
Yeah, I know that. But when he wanted the most, they wouldn't have run out and left him. I did.
You couldn't have helped Bert, but you can help this woman. She's in labor waiting for a doctor.
I'm not going, Miss Susie.
But I'm afraid you'll have to. I told them you'd be there.
You did what?
I told them you'd be there. I told them you were on your way.
Well, you'll have to go back and tell them I'm not. I'll have to send someone else.
But there's no one else to send. After tonight, you can leave if you want to, but not now.
But supposing I can't help him, Miss Susie. Supposing it's the same as it was with Bert.
It won't be the same, St. George, and you will be able to help her. I know you will.
Hello, Pug.
Are you on this case?
That's right.
Did you bring the clinic record?
Yes, I have it. The woman's 34. This is her 3rd child, and there are no complications on the clinic record.
That door just ahead, Doc. Just go right on in.
Hello, Doc. I'm sure glad to see you.
Are you the father?
That's right, sir. I did everything they told me at the clinic. I got the water boiling.
Will you help me with the bags, please?
Oh, yes.
I'm Mrs. Garrity, Doctor. I've been here since 5 o'clock, kind of looking after things.
You can go home now and get some sleep.
It don't look so good to me. She's awful weak.
We won't need you anymore, Mrs.
But,
Garrett.
Doctor...
Please go home.
Well, I was only offering my services.
Mr. Johnson, get these women out of here and send your children home with one of them.
Yes, sir.
That's what I've already done for trying to help out.
Hello, Doctor.
How do you feel, Miss Johnson?
Oh, I don't feel too bad. Except I guess you don't get used to it no matter how many times you have.
No, I guess you don't. Try to take little cat naps. Get her ready for examination.
Yes, Doctor.
Is everything all right, Doctor?
Kyle's heartbeat, it's slower again.
What's the count?
100. The circulation's blocked.
If it gets any lower, you'll have to intervene. Everything's ready. Doctor. She's calling you. Doctor!
Ain't nothing happened to the baby, has it, Doctor?
We'll help.
Won't you, Doctor?
I can call the hospital. They'll have to send an intern.
No time for that. Prepare for an emergency operation.
Yes, Doctor.
Get the father in here. Show him how to give the anesthetic.
Yes, Doctor.
And don't frighten him.
Yes, Doctor.
Don't you worry, Mrs. Johnson. Everything's gonna be all right. Go ahead. Holler. See if I care.
You're going to be a fine doctor.
You're gonna be a fine nurse.
I guess I'll need to be.
What do you mean?
I'm going away, Pud.
Home?
Funny kind of way, I guess China is my home.
China?
I want to live where Bert and I would have lived. Do the things we planned to do. They've accepted me at a mission hospital up north.
Well, aren't you gonna be lonely?
No, I won't be lonely. I have so much of him. Everything he made me that I wasn't before. The things we did and planned to do. No, I'm not afraid.
That's right. Who's afraid?
A little higher. Now a little to the left. There.
Well, I guess that brings your picture gallery up to date, Miss Susie.
You know, that's the handsomest group of doctors you ever had, Miss Susie.
Cab's waiting. You don't want to miss your train.
My dears.
Well, Miss Susie?
I've loved having you here. Each one of you. And thank you for never having disappointed me. And for having loved me. I hope you'll come back as often as you can and visit us. Heiser and me and little Elise. Give my love to your mother, Silas.
I will, Miss Susie. Thank you. Thank you for everything.
Good luck, my dear.
Thanks, Miss Susie.
Be sure to send me your news from London, Irving.
I will, Miss Susie.
St. George?
Well, bye, Miss Susie. Oh, in case you see Margaretta Howe, would you tell her that if she doesn't mind, I'd like to see her when I get back?
I'll tell her, my dear. I'm glad you're going to intern here with Dr. Faber. That way I can lose you gradually. I couldn't bear to lose you all at once.
You won't lose me, Miss Susie. Whatever I do, anything I ever may amount to, you have a part in. And that's true with every doctor that ever walked out of this house.
Thank you, my dear.
We're sure going to miss you, Mr. Bug.
Bye, Heiser.
Bye, Mr. Bug.
Can I give you a lift, Doctor?
Grad.
I just thought I'd take you to the station.
Gosh, you're the last person in the whole world I expected to see.
We better go. It's getting late.
The one I wanted to see most.
I hope you're not going to miss that train.
I don't blame you if you haven't much use for me.
We better get going.
I wouldn't blame you at all.
Oh, Pug.
Gret, have I any chance at all?
Why do you think I'm here, you big baboon?
Is this Miss Susie Slagle?
It sure is. Step right in, Doctor.
Doctor?